Hey everyone, and welcome to week 3 already. It's going by too fast already, so we're on to the next project. So you have kind of some fast and furious projects at the beginning, and that'll give us time in the end to really focus on the STEM curriculum unit, which is the project that's worth twice as many points. So you're going to start kind of working on that this week by doing some research and thinking about what you know about STEM, and then starting to preview and look at some curriculum you might use, including possibly the project learning tree text that you purchased this term. So first, though, you'll use your previous research and you'll conduct some additional research on your own in STEM. This will be for your reflection paper. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the reflection paper. So this is probably the easiest of the assignments. And so the project description is that you're going to talk about sharing your thoughts, experiences, and opinions about STEM education, so integrated with literacy or other subjects. Just thinking about this is not a research paper where you're summarizing others' ideas. These are your ideas, but you want to support those with your own experience and your research study. So this paper has to be at least 3 pages double-spaced, and I have given you some prompts to respond to help guide you through it, but you can definitely discuss other parts of your STEM experience and opinions and ideas. The important part is to share both your personal thoughts, experiences, and opinions, but also make sure to support those with readings and observations you've done through research. So, for instance, what are the benefits of STEM education? So you're going to talk about, well, what do you personally think those are? What have you read about the benefits? What have you experienced maybe in your classroom or as a student or with, observing other educational settings? So that's how you'll respond. So you don't necessarily have to cite any resources or quote any resources in this paper, but I do want you to bring in and discuss, ideas that you've drawn from the research in general. Okay, so again, this one probably is one of the easier papers to write for this term, which gives you a little more time this week to focus on some of the other components you're going to be beginning to work on, which is looking at our to-do list. I just realized that you can't see the project description that I had up. So here's the project description. You can find that in the project module. So remember, for this term, the Canvas site is organized a little differently, and so you will be looking at the project materials underneath the project, each project. And so I need to move this down a little so I can get back to her. So for this one, you would go to Project 2, STEM Experiences. Here's the project description. Here's the rubric. There's also some, so another part of what you're going to be doing this week is responding to a forum post, and that will include incorporating some technology. So here's some ideas for technology you can consider incorporating. So I'll talk about that next. So the second part of your to-do list is to choose a science or STEM curriculum to use for your STEM unit. So begin the work on developing that unit by previewing the backwards design. And so I'm going to show you, I've provided in the STEM Project 4 STEM unit, I've provided a list of curriculum ideas. So there's project learning tree, so you can definitely use that one. You already have it. There's some free materials on the BCSC website, storyline frameworks for educators, tech engineering, gps.gov, science buddies, OSU Smile curriculum. These all are STEM curriculum that are free and easily accessible. You may have some that you're already incorporating at your site, like STEM Scopes, or I know, Eliana, you're looking at STEM curriculum. So if there's a curriculum that you have that you want to use, that's fine. Just shoot me an email let me know what it is and why you want to use it. And then with my approval, you're welcome to use that. But so this week, I just want you to start thinking about, okay, I'm going to create a STEM unit. I'm going to use existing curriculum. So I'm going to start with something somebody's already created, which is often what we do as teachers. And then I'm going to modify it or adjust it or adapt it to my learning context or my educational context. So again, if you want to use the project learning tree, that's why I had you purchase it this term. It's not necessarily STEM curriculum, and often what you will have available is not really STEM, where it has all components already integrated. So you will often have to add in, and engineering is generally the piece that's missing from most of these curriculums. Not all, as you can imagine. Teach Engineering engineering is the foundation, but for a lot of these, it's missing the engineering. So you have to come up with your own ideas for incorporating engineering. You also often have to come up with ideas for how to incorporate really using some emerging technologies too. Not just falling back on I'm going to use Chromebooks. They're going to do research, which is what I see in 90% of STEM lessons that new teachers create. They're like, that's my technology, is they're going to use the internet. So I am going to challenge you to really think about how to incorporate technology being defined as a wide range of things. It could be that you're having them use thermometers in the classroom, or maybe they're out measuring using rain gauges, or maybe they're using sifters to sift the stream water to catch, organisms. So technology doesn't have to be electronic. It just needs to be a tool that we've created to solve an issue or answer a problem, respond to a problem. So think about that and try to be mindful about what you use. And that's why I've added some ideas as I showed you on the project site. So choose a curriculum to maybe start with or preview this week to use for your STEM unit. So your actual assignment this week is the reflection paper, and then you also have you're going to be completing a post I cannot talk today. You're going to be doing a technology mini post, and so going back to our assignments for week 4. You will see, week 3, you'll see the tech discussion mini lesson post. So this one's a little more involved. So as I said, your reflection paper is going to be pretty lightweight. The discussion forum is going to be a little heavier weight. So I want you to, for this discussion, I want you to actually use the project learning tree text. Find an activity or use the one that you picked last week. And you're going to draft a quick lesson plan using the template that's in our shared Google Drive. Here's the template. So this is one that most of you have seen before. I think all of you, even Ed, you've seen this. It might have been a while. So you're going to just draft a quick lesson using the project learning tree. Most of this stuff is in the project learning tree. You're just going to be copying it over. You're going to tweak it to fit the 5E engage model. And you're also going to add engineering and technology if it's not included. So just a draft of the plan. You don't need to provide any, materials with this. I just want your ideas, kind of just a first, okay, here's some curriculum, project learning tree. I'm going to take it and I'm going to add engineering and technology to it and kind of draft out a rough plan. Again, I'm just looking for you to make those connections. So this will go, your copy of the lesson plan will be posted in the Google Drive. And so if you look in our Google Drive, you'll see here's the template, but here's where the PLT technology integration lessons is where you're going to post your lesson. So you can make a copy of the template, fill it out, and then post it in the project learning tree technology integration. And then, so you won't actually upload anything on Canvas for the discussion forum. You'll just describe. So going back to the forum, it says, in this forum, you're going to briefly describe your lesson. And that should be done by July 9th. And you're going to respond to a classmate's post by July 11th. So that sums up the work for week 3. And I hope you have a good time taking a look at Project Learning Tree and thinking about it in terms of how you might modify it for STEM. And I look forward to seeing your creative and amazing ideas. Hope you have a good 4th of July, or had a good 4th of July if you're listening to this after.